Hey, hello everyone. Paul Apollonia here again to show you a few items I have sold on eBay. Uh, Real quick, been selling on eBay for what feels like forever, 20 plus years. Took it seriously probably about 19 years ago through a consignment deal I had with a friend of mine, and I'm still doing consignment for it today, 20 some years later. Got into consignment, really love consignment. It's not for everybody. I'm actually kind of moving my business around a little bit, trying to get into more smaller stuff, but still be doing consignment. I also run the Raleigh eBay Meetup group. We meet second Thursday of the month at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. All those links will be down below. I also have a making money parting out dishwashers course on my Teachable site. That's on sale, 50% off, $49.99. And there's a bunch of other stuff down there. I've been on tons of podcasts and tons of interviews and stuff. Not bragging about myself, but all that stuff is down there. And before I forget, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. 1,232 subscribers, I think it is, last time I checked. Thank you so much for everyone that subscribed and liked videos and hung in there with me over the years. And thanks for those that also didn't subscribe, didn't like. That also helps me out too. All right, so we're going to go over about 5 items. I'm going to try and remember where I got them from and what I made from them. Most of my items are pretty obscure. They're not a whole lot of bolos. Be on the lookout for. I'm not a big fan of bolos. All depends what they are. Mine are pretty obscure. When I say, hey, be on the lookout for this, we're not going to drive any prices down with the with the stuff I'm selling. And just FYI, I'm having work done to the house. They're painting outside, so there may be some noise in the background and other noise. I've got getting over some kind of cold I got yesterday, so you may hear me sniffling and coughing every once in a while. And I will try my best to keep this short. I say that every time. All right, let's get this show on the road. This is obviously it's a scale. It's a consignment item I got from a gentleman. I've done videos on this before. Try and make friends with everybody in your business. Even I'm friendly with other consigners in the area. Well, there's not so many of us in the area, but the few I know, they send me business. I send them business. This is from a gentleman, Chris, from Trader Chris. I think he's out in Pittsburgh now or something, which is probably about 30 miles outside of Raleigh. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. And he sends me clients that he's at a different level than I am. He's doing high-end estate jewelry and estate watches and all sorts of stuff. Watches is part of jewelry, but all kinds of high-end estate stuff that I really don't do, to be honest with you. I'm just your everyday kind of guy helping out people on the when they first have to sell stuff and everything. But he sends me some people. This gentleman was shutting down a business from COVID. All his workers went home, so he had all this stuff. I don't even know what this guy did. It was a van full of stuff. Probably should have been more picky on what I was taking from him, but I didn't because I was in a hurry. I just grabbed everything and I told him, let's see what we can do in a couple of months. The agreement was after a couple of months, either the stuff sold or I get rid of it, or we can discuss what we want to do with it. And it's past a couple of months point at this point, if that made sense. But whatever. I'll get in touch with him soon. We're kind of downsizing. I need to get rid of some things. But this is a scale real quick. Getting sidetracked again. It's a food grade scale, I think is what it is. I have no idea. I just Googled what it was. It came in a box and everything. Let's show you some pictures here. It is all the pictures are done on my Samsung. Let me shrink this. You don't need to see my famous ugly mug that big. All the pictures are done on my Samsung phone. I turned it on. It works. I had it powered on. Excuse me. I did put a weight on it, a 5-pound weight, and it was a wee bit off. So I didn't show that, but I did state in the listing that it will need adjusting. There it is. That's the cover off of it, because I like to show everything when I can. That is the metal cover off of it, and there is damage to it, and I state that too. That's all the jacks in the back. I like to show that so people know. And whenever I'm selling electronics, I sell a lot of stuff for parts not working, broken, whatever you want to call it. A little tip there: when you are selling stuff that is not working, even if when I mean not working, it can power on but is not functioning, do not show it powered on, because sometimes people assume it is working. So you're best not to show it powered on. This obviously was working but needed some adjusting. There's your tag number. There's some kind of little blurry picture. Any kind of numbers I see on the item, I always take pictures of. You'll see this is a little banged up here, and I show you the close up, and I think that's another blurry picture. There's a banged up picture there. There's another angle of the bend. You just need to take a pair of pliers with a cloth and bend that back again. So there it is. That is that one. Just looking out the window, making sure that they don't need me out there. All my titles are eBay friendly, eBay best practices, no special characters. I try my best not to use any special characters, and there is a freaking special character in there. That's so odd of me to leave that in there. I should have put and. Maybe I was short on the 80 characters. I don't know. But hey, I sold it. And you'll see that. I'm going to preach to you, don't use special characters. Google Shopping hates special characters. eBay uploads all their listings to Google Shopping every 24 hours. And when Google Shopping sees a special character, supposedly it kicks it out of Google Shopping. That's what I heard. But you're going to see a lot of things sold with special characters, ampersands, at signs, dashes, commas, whatever. Item specifics are very, 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 very important. I can't stress that enough. You need to use these. These are what play a key role in when you are searching on the left of your item. All that new, used, size, dimension, whatever, power source, whatever you want to, MPN number, whatever, all the stuff's in here. This is what eBay is pulling it from. So you really want to try and use every one of these specifics that pertains to your item. If it doesn't pertain to your item, leave it blank. Don't put no, don't put NA, don't put a dash, don't put anything, because supposedly that can throw your searchers off. From whatever, I'm just following eBay's best practices. I've worked with eBay. I've been out to their headquarters. I'm not bragging again, but just trying to follow their best practices. And yes, you will see stuff that has NA and all this other junk in there, and they have sold. My description is very brief. Basically, I copy and paste the title, and what is in whenever I sell something other than new, I always put a condition description in there. And let me just click on this. This is the same thing as the item description. May need to be calibrated. The 5-pound weight was a little off. Cover has a small bend in the back. Refer to photos. So I'm kind of covering myself. It's got a small bend. Refer to photos. Some wear from use, which is true. And that's my usual disclaimer. Please review all item photos, item description, and specifics, and ask questions. And I filled in all this information. The shipping, this is a consignment item. I rarely ever do free. I don't do free shipping that often unless it's a real lightweight item or it's an item that 90% of the solds have free shipping. Excuse me. Remember, when you're doing free shipping, to add that cost of shipping into your item. Unless you got it for free and you can lose a little bit of money. I get a lot of items for free too. Again, I made several videos on that. Tell everybody what you're doing. You will be amazed at what people give you for nothing. I don't care if you're selling on eBay, Amazon, retail arbitrage, where you're going into a store, buying things and reselling them, brand new things, whatever, Etsy, Poshmark, whatever. Tell everybody what you're doing. My shipping is usually economy shipping. I picked that because it allows me to use any of the shipping providers on eBay, Post Office, FedEx, UPS. I guesstimate at my shipping. I don't do calculated because I don't want to pack the box and everything, to be quite honest with you. Seems like every time I do that, somebody has 1,000 questions and I got to take the thing out of the box and look at it, but that's just me. So sometimes I make money, sometimes I lose money on shipping. What if you make money on shipping? Do you refund the buyer? No, I do not. What if you make a lot of money on shipping? Do you refund the buyer? If they say something, but hey, I spend time packing stuff carefully, getting my supplies. and everything else. So it's kind of part of the handling charge is what I call it. All right, let's get on to the next item. What did I make on this item? So it's a 50-50 split when I do consignment. Since they're shipping, I don't do free shipping on, and I leave shipping out of the spreadsheet for consignment. So I made 49, whatever that is, half of that 40, whatever, 48, 47, whatever that is, $47. It's sold within one day. All right, another consignment item. This is from another gentleman. This is kind of sad. I make friends or make business colleagues out of organizers, home organizers, business organizers, organizers in general. I have hooked up with one, but she has brought me so much business. I got a call one day. I was at my part-time job, and she goes, it was around 10 o'clock. She goes, you got to be here at 12. It dropped everything it did here at 12. I'm at a house. Unfortunately, the gentleman isn't doing well, and the wife is in hospice, and he has a room full of audio equipment, old audio equipment. Dropped everything. Obviously, not right then. It didn't take me 2 hours to get there, but was there at 12 o'clock, and it was a plethora of audio equipment, reel-to-reel tape decks, an old MacBook, an old Mac computer, the old ones, like first or second generation. It didn't work. Unfortunately, they used that room as a cat playroom, and we will just leave it at that. Thank goodness they had the equipment covered in towels and stuff. It still was an interesting experience, but once I let stuff air out, everything was fine. I sold that Mac computer within a week or two for $200. It didn't work. And I've sold a ton of other things from the show. I probably made well over $1,500 profit in my pocket. Unfortunately, this happens sometimes with consignments. People move on. You start selling things and they say, okay, fine, that's enough. You can keep everything else. They kind of get lost in your communication. I still hold on to the money for a little while, and then I just do what I want with it. And unfortunately, sometimes they just pass away. And unfortunately, this gentleman passed away a couple weeks ago. And it was kind of a weird kind of a setup. Like I walked in and they said, well, just take everything. It's all yours. We just want to get rid of it. And then when I was making my second trip, which it took me 2 to 3 trips to get everything, they said, well, we kind of want 50% of it. And I went, well, okay, fine, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm still going to make tons of money off of this. And then I have it. I'm just waiting to see what happens. I don't think anything's going to happen because the wife called the organizer and was asking for somebody to come in and just clear out the rest of the house. Yes, was there stuff up there I could still take? Probably little things, but I just don't. I don't have the time right now. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do, what our next move in life is going to be. But best offer, I think he offered me $49. There used to be a way of checking best offer. There still may be a way of doing it. We used to be able to go into eBay Canada way back in the old days and look at it, but I forget how to do it now. But I think it was $49. So I made like $25 on that. Just went into a box with lots of bubble wrap. I get my bubble wrap and most of my shipping packing materials from a furniture store dumpster. I don't dive in. It's a kind of a stair. Dumpsters here and the loading dock. I walk up on the loading dock and I can lean into the dumpster and get things. If there's a lot of stuff, I'll go back home and get a ladder and really lean into it. But it hasn't been that good in a long time. I get most of my boxes for free too. Shipping tip. There's pros and cons to getting free stuff. Yay, it's free. I didn't pay anything for it. You have to go get it. You have to go look around. You have to go look at all the dumpsters. You're getting boxes that most of the time are not labeled with the sizes, the dimensions. That's your time. You get a big thing of bubble wrap in a garbage bag. You got to take it, open it up, and flatten it out, and fold it and everything, and put it away in a box. Rather than just going to buy a roll of bubble wrap locally, it's very expensive at your big box stores, or even there's some packing supply places in areas. Keep an eye on those. They're pretty cheap. They're pretty competitive online stuff, or you can get it online. Bubble Fast is one of our sponsors for the meetup, so please check them out. I think if you use the coupon code of Raleigh, you'll get an additional 10 to 15% off. Pros and cons: free. Hey, I paid nothing for it, time wise, or buy your stuff. and you get everything there, and it's not a problem. But this is another unit from the same person I just talked about. So we did pretty good on this, $119 or best offer, sold for $119, probably within 2 weeks. Again, I just put it in a box with lots of bubble wrap around it, and it had no remote. So I stated it had no remote in there. It's all over the place. Please read. It's been in a climate controlled area. I didn't state about the cats, but it's been in a climate controlled area. Just being honest with them. And this is, I'll show you the same thing here. I'll just show you that was working when last used years ago. He claimed everything was working when he stopped using it. There was just so much stuff there. It was mind boggling how much stuff was up there. But so I did half of that, made half of that, or made all of it, and I'm waiting to see what happens there. Let's see okay, this is a vacuum cleaner hose. There's lots of money in parts. I've done several videos on parting out vacuum cleaners, especially these Dyson vacuum cleaners. The parts don't sell as fast or as well as they used to, because now these vacuums are getting quite old, but like me, I keep old things running. Most of the time, when I find a vacuum cleaner on the side of the road, or someone's giving one away on Facebook, or a friend gives me a vacuum cleaner, 85 to 90% of the time, it's just clogged real bad somewhere. It's clogged somewhere in the hose. It's clogged somewhere in the body. And it's a real easy fix. Sometimes the filters are clogged. You clean them out and they're fine. I could try and sell that whole vacuum cleaner on Facebook or Craigslist. To me, it's not worth it. I'd rather just sell a few parts and be done with it. Did real well on this. I made with shipping. This went in I somehow got it to squeeze into a padded flat rate envelope from the post office. I think they're $8.80 with eBay discount. Please do all your shipping through eBay. It's best you do it that way. It's a lot cheaper and you get a lot better benefits. So I did 13, made a big dollar on shipping. Probably made about $9 on this, $10 on this, but it was a quick sale, quick ship. If it's a quick ship, a quick sale, I have no problem making that little bit of money. I'm actually changing some things up. I'm trying to get away from the low end sales like that because I just don't have time. I've got a lot of things going on. Everything's good. Just got some things going on with the house. We're trying to figure out what our next move is going to be now that the kids are gone. So probably going to be downsizing somewhere. Don't know where yet, but somewhere. Let's go to the next item. One more after this. Another item from the from this lot. Was it this lot? Yeah, it was from this lot. This guy that was shutting down the business. So we got not these. These printers have really, really tanked in price from what I've seen. All of them, even the Zebra printers. I found a bunch of Zebra printers. They're the I don't have one here. It's upstairs. They're basically the ones you see at UPS offices and FedEx offices. They're little square plastic. Mine's all yellowed out from the sun and whatever. But these used to go for a lot more back in the day, obviously, like everything. $28 was right on the limit of my consignment stuff, to be honest with you. I can't be doing consignment for these low end stuff like this anymore. Like I said, this was like a rush job. I just went out and grabbed the stuff and then came home with it. But so I made half of that. Is that like 16, 14, 15, blah, 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 $14, whatever. Not a whole lot of money. Did make money on, did I make anything? I may have made $1 or 50 cents on shipping. So, like I said, these do sell. See, and I put "and" in there this time, not the ampersand. I don't think the ampersand is actually, I don't know what that is, if that's a considered special character with eBay or Google, but I try and use the word "and" when I can. But it did sell. There were no problems with it, thank goodness. There was one item I sold on here. He gave me a ton of card readers, ones you see at a grocery store or Walmart, big box stores, where you swipe your card, you scan your card on top. And I think the guy bought it by accident, and it didn't fit his system. I don't think there was anything wrong with it, but I've only had one in return. Knock on wood, I don't get too many returns with what I'm selling. One last one, and this is a must look out for. This is a Bolo be on the lookout for. You're like, be on the lookout for ski machines that were made in the late 80s and early 90s? What are you, crazy? Well, yeah, I might be crazy. I have sold these in the past. I've parted these out in the past. Took a long time to sell the parts. I only did that on 2 that I found, and I never did that again. I sell them as whole units. I bought this for $20 at the Habitat for Humanity Resource Store. We were in there looking for something for the house, lamps or outside lights or something. And I spotted this, and my wife goes, "Oh no, you're going to buy that, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, I'll guarantee you I'll make over $100 on this." He was like, "Oh, okay." So I bought it, paid like $22 for some kind of sale they had on it. Did I test it? A little bit. It worked just fine. I took pictures. You get 24 pictures. Try and use every single of those 24 pictures you can. Let's start at the beginning. I don't know why this started like this. Okay, that's the first one. Pictures. Showed everything. This is the skis upside down, so you see the wear on underneath. Very important to show the rollers. If these are dirty, please clean these off before you take pictures of it. The belt looked like it was in pretty good shape. I should have cleaned this a little bit more, but I didn't. But I was more concerned about the rollers being clean. Other side. Underneath is very important to show. It's pretty clean. Show this powered on. It takes 2 AA batteries. All these take usually 1 or 2 AA batteries. Put a battery in it. If there's acid damage, which is rare anymore, there's rarely any permanent acid damage from things. There's not real acid in batteries anymore. It's more like whatever it is, you could just pick it out with a screwdriver or a knife or your fingernail or whatever. But make sure that there's no acid damage in there. I should have taken a picture of the back of the battery, but I did not. And this is a unit when it was made, 1993, so it is 2004, so this thing is quite old. It did sell within a week. It went down to Florida. Oh my gosh, how did you ship this, Paul? Oh, I used 4, 5. Now this all adds into the shipping cost. I used 5, 4. I can't remember. Let's say 5. Heavy duty, small, Lowe's Home Improvement. You can use Home Depot boxes. The heavy duty ones, they're not cheap. They're about $2 a piece. So right there, I was in $10 just for the boxes. I folded it up. I had to take some of it apart. I did not state on this one that it would be disassembled, but it was, because I couldn't. Once you, let me show you here. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Once you fold this down onto itself, then you fold that down. There's a little button you push, or push that down. There's a button down here you push, and it folds down. And it just about fits into that small, and I telescope the boxes. It just about fits into that small box this way. Like, it's really, really tight. Like, I probably could have let it go like that. I was going down to Florida. It gets down there pretty quick. Was going to go through UPS. Never. Post office is too darn expensive. Excuse my language. But I ended up taking the pad off. I ended up taking this off. And so I put some bubble wrap and packing material, probably about 2 inches, 3 inches thick on the bottom of the first box. Telescoped the second box on top of that box. Slid the ski machine in, leaned it against the wall so it didn't tip over into the first and second box. Telescoped another box. Stuffed it with some packing material I had. Another box. Stuffed it again. Started putting this in there, and then this piece in there, and then the skis in there, and then put the other box on. Stuffed more. Wrapped up the computer unit in a piece of bubble wrap. Put that in there. Sealed it up. It was heavy. It was 60 pounds, whatever, 52 inches, 53 inches, 54 inches. and by, what is it, 13 by 12 or something, the size 16 by 12. That's what it is. It's 12 dimension, whatever it is. It was a big box. It was heavy. It was awkward. It went out I charged $99.49. It went out at $69. So, and then plus the money for the boxes, which was like $10 or $15. So I made probably $15 on shipping, maybe $10 on shipping. It wasn't bad, but keep an eye out for these. Do not be afraid to ship out big stuff. Once you ship out the first one of your big things, it just gets easier and easier. Just remember, I want to present the item to the buyer like I would want to be presented the item. So just be good with it. Now, I also have another one of these on eBay that is just not selling. It is just sitting there for some reason. It is the better model. It is the Pro model. It has the adjustable. You can make it go different levels, up the front, higher, lower. It's got a better computer. It's got a heart rate monitor on it. It's got all the bells and the whistles. It's the top of the line, and it is just sitting there for some reason. I have no idea, and I've been kind of sidetracked with things around the house, but I need to look at that today and figure out what is going on with that. Maybe just make some updates to the listing, bump it up somehow. But there's something going on with that it's not selling. I don't think it's the price. I've got it at $310. So maybe that's the problem. I'm looking at these down here, which I hate. Honestly, I hate when eBay does this because it distracts the buyer from your item. But well, there's a Pro one right there. And see, it's folded right there, like I was saying, so it folds down. On this one, well, I don't want to bring this one up, but this one has legs that stick out, and I state in the listing that this will be dismantled. The front legs will be removed, and this actually fits easier in the box than that one did because this one has permanent front legs. This one does not have permanent. The legs come off, and it's a much smaller area. But I will look into why I'm not. And you see all the shipping is high. This one's got 100 and because it's going to, God forbid this thing goes to California, I would lose money. Is that it? No, that looks like my garage. What the heck? Oh, that's somebody else selling them. I think he rebuilds them or something because he's got a whole bunch. It looks exactly like my garage, but okay. I will look into that later. All right, my friends. Hey, that is it. I know I took too long again. I'm so sorry about that. Hopefully, excuse the noise. They're working on the house, trying to get this place looking good, figure out what we're going to do. And my dribbling and drabbling and coughing and snorting here, getting over a quick cold, this looks like. But thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day. Don't forget to check out all the stuff below in the description, the meetup, the dishwasher course, tons of other stuff out there for you guys to look at and do what you want with. I'll see you now. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve with Raiken Profits. I'm here with Paul, and I just want to shoot a quick testimonial for him because he's been one of my good friends for over, 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah.
And if you're looking to learn about selling on eBay and you want to start a side hustle, or you just want to make some money flipping stuff on eBay, you're in great hands. Paul's been doing this for a long time. He's helped a ton of people, and I put my full faith and trust in him. So, Paul, I appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you so much.
You got it.